Hey sis, can I ask you something? Well, you just did, lol. But yeah, sure, what's up? I was just wondering why my stuff is in your bedroom. Huh? What do you mean? I haven't got anything of yours. Yeah, you have. You've got a few of my clothes, like the red hoodie that I really love, not to mention some of my cuter dresses and tops. Why have you taken them? It's not like they'd fit you. You're way too fat for them. Are you seriously that jealous of me that you're trying to steal my things? Huh? What do you mean? I haven't got anything of yours. Oh, as if Mom would mix our clothes up. When I said that you were too fat for my clothes, I meant that you're way too fat for my clothes. I'm like a size 4, and you're a 6 to 8. I swear, if you've tried putting any of my clothes on and stretched them, I'm going to be so angry. You had some of my favorite tops, so if they don't fit me anymore, then I'm seriously going to be angry. You'll have to pay me back for them. I haven't worn anything of yours. It's true that you're smaller than me clothes-wise. I know that, so I wouldn't bother to try and wear any of your things. But that doesn't mean I'm fat. Being a size 6 to 8 really isn't fat at all. And considering I'm taller than you and actually go to the gym and work out, so I have more muscle than you, of course I'm going to be slightly bigger. Whatever. All I know is that my clothes are in your room, meaning that you must have stolen them from me for yourself. For the last time, Julie, I haven't stolen anything from you. Mom must have accidentally put them in my room. Whatever, but I better not find any of mine in your room again, or else. Gee, thanks for the warning. And here I thought that sisters usually shared their things with one another. How foolish of me. Why would I want to share anything with you? I mean, you already took my boyfriend from me, so why would I let you have anything else of mine? Whoa. Hold up a second. What do you mean I already took your boyfriend from you? I've done no such thing. Oh, please, don't play stupid. You took Josh from me. Hang on, you mean my boyfriend, Josh? The guy I've been with for the last 2 years? That Josh? Well, I don't know any other guy named Josh who you've recently stolen from me, so yeah, I'm on about him. Julie, I honestly don't know what you're on about. I never stole Josh from you. Yes, you did. Don't lie to me. I met Josh when I was on a night out. We really hit it off and had a magical evening, and then you came along and ruined it all. I mean, honestly, how selfish can you get? Hang on. Are you on about the night you first met Josh? Yes. What else would I be on about? Yeah, that's what I thought. The only problem is, the night that you first met Josh was the night that I introduced you to him as my boyfriend. I had been going out with him for 6 months at that point. It's strange you don't remember that part. So, tell me again how I stole him from you. Well, it doesn't matter that you were already dating him. I told you after that night that I liked him, so you should have just backed off and let me have him. Even Mom thinks that you should have given him to me. We talk about it all the time. Face it, you're just a little thief who takes what doesn't belong to you. Wow, is that really what you think? Mom, too? You honestly feel as if I have stolen Josh from you, despite him not actually being your boyfriend to begin with? How delusional can you get? I'm not delusional. The fact of the matter is that if it wasn't for you then, I would be with Josh. So that means that you've stopped that from happening, meaning that you've stolen him from me. Oh my god, do you even hear yourself? Look, for the last time, I haven't stolen anything from you, and that includes Josh. So you need to stop acting so crazy and just back off, got it? We'll just see who actually needs to back off in the end. Don't you worry about that. Hey Poppy, have you heard the news? Actually, I know you haven't because I asked to be the one to tell you about it. It's so great though. Just wait until you hear it. Okay, Julie, I'll bite. What's so great? You're being kicked out of the house. What? Yeah, how amazing is that? It's not amazing at all, and you know that. Why am I being kicked out? Well, after our conversation the other day, I went and spoke to Mom, and we both agreed that there was no way that we were comfortable living with a thief in the house. So, we want you out by the end of tomorrow.
You're kidding me, right? This is all some horrible joke that's gone too far?
Nope, I'm 100% serious. Because you've proven yourself to be a horrible thief who will take whatever she wants with no regards to anyone else or their feelings. Me and Mom want you gone.
You are seriously unbelievable. You're actually going to throw me out of the house simply because you're delusional and you think that I stole Josh from you? You know what? Fine. I'll happily move out of this house as long as it means getting away from you and your crazy ways.
Great! I can't wait until you're gone. Then maybe Josh will see you for the loser that you really are and come asking to be my boyfriend instead.
If you truly think that's going to happen, then you need more help than I thought you did.
Whatever. Just hurry up and leave already. Both me and Mom will feel much better when a thief is no longer living with us.
I'm not a thief. You're just jealous because I have a nice, caring, and loving boyfriend who loves me and would do anything for me. Whilst you don't have that because you're a crazy, selfish person who doesn't care about anyone but herself.
I'm the selfish one? What about you?
I'm not the one kicking my sister out of the house because I'm jealous of her and her boyfriend. Do you really think that Josh would want to be with someone who would do that to her own sister?
Just get lost already. You have no idea what Josh would or wouldn't like in a person.
Well, we both know that that's a lie, considering I've been with him for over 10 years now.
Whatever. Once you're gone, he'll fall in love with me. I know he will.
Uh-huh. Sure he will. Just don't come crying to me when everything goes wrong for you.
Huh? What do you mean?
You'll see.
Hey, Poppy? How are you?
Julie? What do you want? Why are you messaging me? Haven't you already tried enough to ruin my life?
Oh, well, you see, hang on. What do you mean, tried to ruin your life? Have you actually found somewhere to live in such a short amount of time?
Actually, yeah, I have. After you and Mom kicked me out, I didn't know where to go. I thought for sure that I would end up on the streets or something. I was really worried. For the first few nights, I just rented a room in a hotel nearby, but I was running out of money pretty quickly.
Well, it serves you right for what you did, trying to steal my boyfriend and all.
Yeah, well, eventually I had to tell Josh what had happened, as he was wondering if he had done something to upset me, as I hadn't invited him round to the house in a while. After explaining what had happened, and how you had tried to say that he was your boyfriend, Josh offered to let me live with him. His landlord was even kind enough to let me put my name on the lease. So, thanks to you, Josh and I actually ended up taking our relationship to the next level and living together. So, thanks.
What? That wasn't supposed to happen. He was supposed to see you as a thief and dump you for being untrustworthy. Then I would have come along and he would have fallen in love with me. Why do you always have to ruin everything?
I ruined everything? Just because I wasn't willing to go along with your delusions? You really need to get a grip. Besides, Josh told me how you had asked him to dump me and to go out with you. What kind of sister does that? You're really a horrible person. I hope you know that.
I'm not horrible, you are.
You're clearly too delusional to change your mind, so I'm just going to go.
No, wait. There was a reason why I messaged you.
Oh yeah? What is it? You wanted to try and scare me away from my boyfriend again?
No, look. Even though both me and Mom wanted you out of the house, and you definitely stole the man I love from me, we kind of forgot that you actually put quite a bit towards the rent and bills. We need you to keep paying what you did when you lived here. Otherwise, I don't think we can afford to keep the house.
Hang on. You want me to keep paying rent even though you've kicked me out of the house? Yeah, no, I don't think so.
What? Why not?
Seriously? Because you and Mom have been vile to me. I mean, who kicks their own daughter and sister out of the house? Horrible people, that's who. There's no way that I'm going to help you out anymore. If you can't afford to keep the house, then I guess you'll just have to find somewhere cheaper to live. Besides, I'm helping Josh out with the rent now, so there's no way I'll be able to pay 2 rents.
But what are me and Mom going to do?
I guess you should have thought of that before kicking me out of the house. Oh well, it's worked out for me, so I honestly don't care anymore. Good luck keeping the house or whatever. I'm going to go and enjoy my new life with the man I love. See ya.
Wait, you can't just leave? Poppy, you've got to help us.
After trying to get me to pay for the house, even after kicking me out of it, I kind of lost contact with my mom and sister. After how they treated me, I didn't really want anything to do with them. Since then, Josh and I have been living happily together, and just between you and me, I think he might actually propose to me soon. I'm really excited. As for my mom and Julie, last I heard they had moved out of the house and into a smaller apartment which they could afford. I feel a little bad about it, but at the end of the day, it wasn't my responsibility to pay for them, especially after they kicked me out and acted so horrible. Sometimes, you've just got to know your worth.
Simon, honey, do you know when you'll be coming home? Your father doesn't seem like he's feeling too well. We decided to take him to the hospital. Do you think you'll be able to make a visit?
Oh, is it finally time to bid farewell to the old man? About time. I've waited years for this.
That isn't very nice. Why would you say something like that? This isn't the time to be joking around, honey. We need you here. Can you make it?
I don't know. I'm kinda busy. Maybe if I feel like it.
If you feel like it? What are you saying? Your father might be in critical condition. This could be life-threatening.
I said I'm busy. You can be so persistent sometimes. Oh, but if there's going to be other relatives coming to visit, don't forget to tell them that I'm late because of work. I can't have you telling stories and ruining my reputation. Got to make sure they still think I'm a great guy.
All right, I will. But, honey, I'm sure your dad would be very happy to see you. Your visit might be just what he needs to get better. We'll be waiting, okay? Be sure to visit as soon as you can.
Yeah, whatever. For God's sake, I thought taking care of the house was your job. And now you're bothering me with all these things I really don't care about. You should really do better. Aren't you supposed to be my wife?
All right, I'll try to do my best. But please promise me you'll come and visit once you have the time.
You home?
Yes, I'm home. Is something wrong? I thought you were taking a day off from work today. I can tell you've been very busy with your job recently. You had to leave during the middle of the funeral, and you didn't even have the time to say goodbye.
I'm heading home right now. I guess I should tell you that I quit my job.
What? Why would you do something like that?
Dad left a fortune. Haven't you heard? Actually, don't answer that question. I didn't know about it until now, so there's no chance you knew. Apparently, there's nearly $4 million left in his bank account.
Is that so? But I still don't see why you would just quit your job like that. There's no reason to.
You really don't get it? Jeez. Just what you would expect from someone who's poor. You can be so ignorant sometimes. Use your brain for once. Who needs to work when they have $4 million bucks?
I don't see where this is going.
Oh, but I do. I guess I'm just different from mindless peasants like you.
Are you calling me a peasant?
Am I wrong? You grew up poor, and I don't think you're rich right now. I'm going to inherit all of the money, Rose, which means that I'm going to become a millionaire. That's why I quit my job. Why work when you can have all the cash in the world? Maybe I'll start a new business or something. After all, I can do anything with the $4 million.
Do you really think you can start a business? That sounds difficult. Do you have any specific plans?
Don't act like you know anything about businesses. A brain-dead female like you wouldn't understand.
You sound very sure of yourself. But are you sure quitting your job was a good idea? Your company has always been good to you. Your salary was above average, and you never had any complaints before. They took proper care of its employees. Most people would probably die for a job like that. I hope you won't regret it.
You really don't understand a single thing, do you? Poor people. They just don't think the same way as millionaires like me. You're pathetic.
I think you're rather far from becoming an actual millionaire.
Poor people really are the worst. All they do is complain and kill the mood. They just can't understand how cultured people think. That's part of the reason why I hated living with you. Good thing we can finally end it.
Sorry, I don't think I'm following. Could you clarify what you mean by end it?
You can leave now. Get out of the house.
Get out of the house? But doesn't that mean...
Wow, you actually can use your brain! Yes, it means I'm kicking you out. I don't need you anymore. I am about to be able to get whatever I want with this money. I have no need for you. Not that you are of any use to begin with.
Wait, you're really going to kick me out?
Yes. Can't you read? It's pretty much a guarantee that I'm going to inherit Dad's fortune. I'm the oldest man in the household. I also made sure to take care of him these last few years. That leaves a good impression when we divide up what he's leaving behind.
But you didn't take care of him. I was the one who took care of your dad all these years.
So, you're not actually his family, though. You're my wife. As worthless as you are, if you took care of my dad, then good. That means that I taught you well. It also means that my brother had less chances of leaving an impression. I doubt he'd be getting anything. So, I'll be living a happy life with Dad's $4 million from now on.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but what you're basically telling me is that as soon as you thought that you were going to inherit the $4 million, you decided to kick me out of the house?
Yes, that's what I've been telling you for the past hour or two. I knew you were slow, but this is starting to get annoying. Anyways, now that you finally understand why I don't need you anymore, it's time to arrange our divorce. And no, you don't have to worry about the cost. I'll cover all the filing fees. I'll even pay you an extra $50,000 if you leave quickly.
Really? You're willing to do that for me?
I have money to spare, unlike you. But once you accept the money, that's going to be the end of the story. We're never going to have another conversation again, is that clear? I'll be busy starting a new life in luxury. I don't have time to deal with you.
Can I just ask you a few more questions? You seem eager. Were you planning this divorce for a while?
Of course I was. What's the point of being married to a woman who can't even give me a child?
But we didn't have time for a child. I was busy taking care of your dad, and you rarely came home.
Enough with your excuses. Just get out of the house, you hear? You'll have to get out eventually because I'm going to sell it.
Sell it? But why? It's full of fond memories with your dad. You probably have more than I do. Don't you want to keep it?
I'm getting ready to buy a new house, and I need that old house to help me pay the mortgage. I'm willing to pay you $50,000, so quit complaining. It might be a large sum of money for the likes of you to handle, but consider it as compensation for me cheating.
I knew it. You really were cheating on me all along. I'm guessing that means you'll be moving in with the woman that you were cheating on me with then?
Starting to feel jealous. Doesn't matter. You'll be out of the house, and you won't have anything to do with me for the rest of your miserable life.
It's only been 10 days since your dad passed away, and you're already making plans to sell this house. I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, but I can tell that you really don't care about your father.
You're talking way too much. I don't consider you my wife anymore. You don't have a say in anything. I suppose you want me to thank you for helping me take care of Dad. But that was the one and only thing you were actually useful for. Now that that's over, I have no reason to keep you. The $4 million is pretty much already in my pocket. Just be smart for once. Take the $50,000 and leave.
All right then. I agree with the divorce.
That took you long enough. I want you to pack everything up and leave the house by the end of the day. Is that clear?
Yes, I hear you. Fine. I'll get the documents ready and send them to you. Or maybe I can just leave them on the kitchen table when I leave. When will you transfer the $50,000 to my bank account?
The faster the better. My current savings should be just enough. I can't wait until I get the inheritance. $50,000 is nothing compared to $4 million.
Then you can transfer the money to me today. I'll be accepting that as compensation for you cheating on me. Thank you for taking care of me. Though there really isn't much to thank you for.
What the hell is going on, Rose?
What? I thought we weren't going to talk anymore after we got divorced.
I still haven't received my inheritance. Have you heard anything from the lawyers? You better not hide anything from me.
So that's what you contacted me for? I don't think you'll be getting anything, Simon.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't think you'll be getting a dime.
I don't get it. Where's my 4 million? I've been waiting.
I really don't understand how you thought you would be receiving anything.
I'm the oldest man in the family, now that Dad is out of the picture. I should be the one to inherit all of his fortune.
Roy left a will. You didn't hear about it?
Obviously not if I have to ask you about what's going on.
After the funeral, an executor from the court came to pay his respects. He was apparently named by your dad before he passed, and he was responsible for carrying out his wishes. We arranged a date where we could talk about the contents of the will. Don't worry about it. It's already done.
Why haven't I heard anything about it?
Because you were barely at the funeral. You left early, remember? We decided that there wouldn't be much of a problem without you, so we didn't bother contacting you.
What the hell?
According to the will, your dad decided to hand all of his fortune to me. It was very kind of him.
I don't have time for all this nonsense. Just tell me the truth.
If you don't believe me, why don't you ask your brother? He should be able to tell you a lot. After all, he is the one that was appointed to take over the family company.
Are you kidding me?
I suppose it doesn't really have much to do with you, since you were never really good at working in general. If I remember correctly, that's why you were working at another company, right? Anyways, your brother inherited your dad's company, and I inherited his fortune.
You inherited the 4 million? There's gotta be a mistake.
There's no mistake. For the past several years, I alone took care of Roy after his retirement. It wasn't easy, since you wouldn't allow me to hire help. The least you could have done would be to give me a helping hand, but you never even bothered to do that. Your dad kept silent about it, but he resented you for never lifting a finger or caring enough to help him.
Why wouldn't he say anything?
Why should he have to? You're his son. By the way, he also knew that you were cheating on me. I'm guessing that's the reasoning behind why he decided not to give you anything.
But the lawyer said that there was a fortune of 4 million.
There is. It's just that none of it is going into your pocket. I'm just guessing here, but I'm pretty sure the lawyer never said anything about you being the one receiving it. That will be all. We're already divorced, and there's nothing holding the two of us together. I have no intention of associating with you anymore.
Don't you talk to me like that, you pathetic woman. Why do you get to keep all the money? You're not even related to my dad. You barely even knew him. I should be the one receiving the 4 million. Not you. Me.
If I barely knew him, then why would I look after him all these years? If I didn't know him, I wouldn't do something like that, would I? The reality is I knew him much better than you did, especially in the last few years of his life. I think it's about time you came to terms with the facts. You're a horrible person, and this is what you get for your actions.
Okay, fine. I guess you knew him. Whatever. But that doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about right now. Stop going off topic.
Really? I think it has everything to do with it. You're the one who started the conversation about what happened to the money, right? So I'm just trying to be nice and explain to you how your dad was kind enough to grant me his fortune, and the reasons as to why you weren't able to receive anything from such a kind man like him. I don't see why you're having trouble following.
He's my dad, though.
Oh, now you care about him all of a sudden? I still remember when you didn't even bother to show up at the hospital when I called you. The only thing you did was attend the funeral, and even then, you left early and barely bothered to pay respects. Come to think of it, I don't think you even tried to act mournful. It's sad to think that you only thought of your father as a source of wealth.
That's not true at all.
I don't know. At the very least, that's the impression most of your relatives, your dad, and I got looking at how you usually behaved. But I guess it doesn't really matter. Regardless of what's true, just keep in mind that you won't be getting anything from him. Whatever you decide to do from now on, I don't really care. We're divorced. Just do it where I can't see you.
I'm going to make you regret acting so arrogant. And what about the 50,000 I paid you? What about that?
I thought we were clear about that. It's compensation.
What do you mean, compensation?
You're the one who suggested it. Compensation for you cheating on me. If you have any more problems, I would appreciate it if you would talk about it to my lawyers. I don't want to listen to you complaining all day long, and I also have nothing more to say to you.
But my money! Where's my money?
You should think about how you behaved. You were so busy with work that you barely came home. You rarely helped out with taking care of the house, much less caring for your father. Even when you were at home, you would just lie on the sofa watching TV all day, like a couch potato. Frankly speaking, I think both your dad and I had enough. We expected more from you, and I'm sorry it had to come to this.
It's not my fault. I was busy. Are you telling me that I'm not allowed to spend a day off relaxing?
No, that's not what I'm saying. But were you really that busy? Are you sure you weren't just going out with whoever you were cheating on me with? Judging from how well you are with your work, I doubt you had any important roles at the company. It's not just your work ethics that's a problem. It's also your values. If you think getting a divorce the moment you were getting $4 million was a good idea, then I have no words for you.
It's not like that. I had problems too. I was stressed out. I'm just not the type of person to show it or talk about it. Come on, there has to be some goodness in you. Share the inheritance with me. Don't you think it's wrong to keep all that money to yourself? I never knew you were so greedy.
What problems did you have? Care to explain? You barely put any money into the house, no matter how many times I asked. When I was having trouble making ends meet, you went on a solo vacation to Paris. And now you're asking me to give you a part of the fortune? I'm sorry, but I can't agree to that.
You knew about the vacation to Paris?
Yes, and there's a lot more secrets I know about you, so don't think you can fool me. There's no point in talking to you anymore, is there? I already moved out of our old house, just like you ordered me to do. If you want to sell it to buy a new house, then please, help yourself. I don't care. Just don't think you'll be getting much out of it.
But I invested like $1 million for the new house. I already got a mortgage. I was going to pay it off with the inheritance. Now what am I supposed to do? I'm broke.
I don't know, but don't ask me. It's not my problem. You're the one who offered the $50,000. I just accepted it.
But this wasn't the way things were supposed to go.
You really only have yourself to blame for all this. I think you should start looking at the hard truth, Simon.
I'm sorry, dear. I apologize for my actions. Please, forgive me. Just give me my portion of the inheritance.
Your father didn't leave you anything, remember? A portion of 0 is 0. You're not getting anything. I don't want anything to do with you anymore. Everything your father left is safely passed on to the hands of your brother and me. There's nothing left for you. Please, enjoy your luxurious new life with your girlfriend.
But Rose, I don't have a job anymore. I don't have a job and I have a mortgage to pay. Your husband is having a hard time right now. Don't you think you should be doing your duty as a wife and help me out?
I'm not your wife anymore, honey. Did you forget? We had a divorce. I spent a large chunk of my life taking care of Roy. There's a lot of things I missed out on, and I think he realized that too. I'll be making up for the time I lost. I'm sure he'll want me to spread my wings. The first thing I wanted to do was get a divorce, but I didn't have the courage to bring it up. I was lucky you did.
Help me, please. Even if we aren't married anymore, we spent years together. We used to love each other so much.
But did you? If you did, that was a long, long time ago. The past several years was one of the hardest times of my life. I'm almost 40 now, but it looks like life will finally become better. I'm sorry to say that I can't say the same for you, Simon. Simon continued sending messages to Rose, but she never saw it. She already blocked him. The lawyers Simon consulted all told him that he won't get any portion of the inheritance, and that was when he finally realized that there was nothing more he could do. He was broke, and he was also deep in debt. He needed to accept his consequences. Once his girlfriend realized that he wouldn't be getting any money, she left him. The new house they were planning to live in has been taken away as well. Simon begged for help from Rose, Sydney, and other relatives, but they all decided against it, and Simon had no other choice but to find a new job. The only reason he was able to work at a reputable company before was because Simon's dad owed the CEO a favor, not because he was skilled in any way. He wasn't able to find a full-time job, nor a proper part-time job. The only place that was willing to employ him was a shady factory out of state. The working conditions were terrible, and he is currently forced to work day and night with little to no rest. On the other hand, Rose was able to start a successful business with the $50,000 she got for compensation. She decided to use the $4 million by investing in the stock market, where she also found tremendous success. A few years later, She would meet a kind gentleman who she would eventually marry and start a new life with. Rose was forever thankful to Roy for giving her such a great opportunity. She made it her life's goal that she would become happy and make her father-in-law proud. I guess people who aren't good at their jobs also have a hard time making plans about their futures. Use this as an example, and don't do what Simon did.